8-minute pause menu. Oh my god. This is so sad. Ranch. Two?
Hello, hello.
Dude!
It's not you, is it, Full Metal? Thank you, thank you. What's up, Deuce? Mitch Hedgeberg? Who the hell is that? Vertigo does suck. Yeah, I just take, I'll have Dramamine on hand a lot now. Especially when I travel, it gets bad. Nito's 10 minutes behind. What's up, Vulture? How's it going? Thanks, Finn. Nice, nice. What class are you playing this season? Oh, nice, nice. The Fist of the Heavens was a fun build that they made viable. These Hammertons are kind of annoying, just like dealing with a clockwise. I don't know. Having to deal with the FCR. Any day now. Let me just warm up my phalanges. You know? Warm these suckers up. Oh, the gamble. Oh, okay. Sorry. They're called mock droids. I'll stretch them before and after, yeah. Like before I started doing runs, I was like shaking them out for a while. I was stretching like this, stretching my wrists. Some other exercises to stretch for, you know, for a good 10 to 15 minutes where I started. Thank you, Pockets. Shaking it out is good. Just let them go limp and just shake out all your fingers, and even for like a minute, just. I'm celebrating my 180 stream streak because I'm a cringe video editing YouTube manager named Omega, and I guilt-tripped Oats into giving me work and money. What? Am I missing a reference here, or am I just, Oh, Rack here said something? I mean, Rack here is like the master of cringe. Do you dry your peppers? I do, yes. Big Dave, thanks for the 6 months. The audio is desynced. Maybe by like half a second, it seems. Everyone cover your ears. I don't know if that was loud or not. That should have fixed it. Wonder if ibuprofen is good for finger soreness. If you're looking for, like, let's say your fingers are sore or you have inflammation. You probably have inflammation. You should try to take Aleve or Naprosyn. This is a generic. Yeah, Aleve is like a good anti-inflammatory that like grandmas will take for their fingers, which is just Naprosyn. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you have maybe a little bit of food in your stomach. You can generally take 2 doses, the first dose, and then like every 12 hours, I think you can take some, but read the bottle. You're gonna get mentoring from Nito. You're doing good, Finn. You're actually starting to improve a lot, it seems. Can I even turn in time for this? I don't think so. Just deal with it. If you're sore though, yeah, I just recommend definitely stretching. I stretch every day, twice a day, my hands. Just be cognizant that there's a lot of bones and joints in your hands, you know, and just massage them out daily, stay hydrated. Just don't be lazy about your hands. You know, stretch out your wrists. This is one of my favorite stretches where you push your wrist down and you twist a little bit. Stretches this all out, which helps tension on your wrist here, which then leads to muscles in your hands, you know. And then I like shaking out my thumbs, and I like, you know, trying to massage my thumbs out a little bit, and, you know. But you can do the prayer thing to where you, and then you slowly, once you get better at flexibility, you bring it down, and then it kind of loosens stuff up, you know. Yeah. How many days do you lift until a day? Take a day for rest? I mean, I haven't been lifting lately since I got back. I went for a 3.5 mile run this morning, but so I've been running again. Pretty much starting today, I'm gonna start doing a few miles a day. I have a couple containers of putty and some rubber bands for hand strengthening and working on flexibility. Yeah, like if it gets to that point, you probably need to do what Nito's doing, because you had surgery, right? And I don't know if you have like consistent hand and wrist issues, but just being consistent with stretching, physical therapy, strengthening. That's the most important. I can't remember what the... That's what it is. It's all roughly the same. Surgery took care of all my issues. Those things are part of my PT. Yeah, it's good to just keep doing it. I should keep doing my physical therapy on my knee because I don't want that issue to arise. But it was like 3 or 4 months of just once or twice a day of band exercises, strengthening ankles, and yeah, I should just, it's good to just keep doing that kind of stuff. All right, so I'm just warming up a little bit. Oh, fam's good. Thank you, thank you. Warm this. Huh? Yeah, beat me, Techno. Honestly, trying to get like better. 100% is maybe a little bit different of an approach, but you should. Your practice should make up. Okay, well, how do I? It's kind of weird because I'm also a streamer. But let's pretend that I am trying to like come up with the best practice regimen. And disregard streaming to where it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you don't need to entertain, just practice. And just get good at whatever it is you're doing. I would probably say that practice should make up like at least 60 to 80% of your gameplay if you're trying to get good at a new category. And the practice should be like good practice, segmented practice, like detail oriented, but then segmented. And then 20% should be like you trying to piece everything together and get a run or two in to like solidify what you've practiced, you know. But runs are boring. Yeah. This damage boost is just so impossible. It's probably way easier on hitbox actually, because you can instantly go from right to left. Or left to right. It's a ridiculous strat. Oh, it is the first now. I would like to showcase runners, but it also at the same time, I'm not like gonna make you. I know you've been practicing. I don't know if Raelix has done anything. I just want to do it more as like a community thing, you know? Like, obviously I make up a good portion of the community. And there's a lot of really good runners that are trying to get good at the game that also would be fun to show off and still like maintain interest in the actual game, speedrun. Saturday, can't do Saturday, yeah. I'm actually gone all Saturday and even part of Sunday. I mean, I'm sure Raylex will be around today. I'll ask him too what he wants. There's not much of a showcase if the parties involved aren't both on the same exact page. Yep. Yeah, hopefully it's easy getting in and everything. Should be fun though. Thanks again, Sin. Okay, carrots and hummus is a no-go. Raw carrots are out. Yeah, so carrots I can understand because the texture is like kind of, it's like you're like a rabbit, right? I still think you should do what I was thinking. If you're trying to get into veggies, I would not recommend just raw carrots and hummus. All right, Chad, you can come over tomorrow for lunch. I'll make you something. I don't got nothing against cauliflower. You have to, yes. Yep. I mean, I would probably make Chad some Brussels sprouts that he would like, but you gotta start slow. You know, I respect it. I love cabbage too. I rarely get cauliflower. That's the thing. Like, if I'm gonna roast a veggie with like steak and potatoes or something, it's probably Brussels sprouts or green beans. I love asparagus or broccoli, like roasted. Broccoli roasted, carrots roasted. I know. I will finish. No, I believe that cauliflower is good. We just never really get it. It's just always like, oh, what do I want to roast? Oh, broccoli. Sure. You know, I never think about cauliflower. But cauliflower is really solid for a number of things. You need some flavor? Just like anything, add. If you're saying you need flavor to something, then just... Or, oh man, whenever I eat cauliflower, it's so bland. Just, okay, just admit you can't cook. It's all good. Yeah, I tried tofu. Ew, it's so bland. Yeah. Your tofu takes on the flavor of what you're, you know, on what you're cooking it with. What's that one super soft tofu? God, that's so good. Sundubu? Something like that? 40 more seconds for what? Yeah, Sundubu, delicious. Oh, for the 112, yeah. So I'm actually gonna try to find a So I went to an Asian market this weekend, and I got stuff for kimchi, which they didn't have fermented shrimps. So unfortunately, I couldn't use that. So I used extra fish sauce, but the extra fish sauce made it a little too salty. So I'm gonna try again. It tastes good. I've been eating the kimchi, but so I want to try to go and find a different Asian market. Yeah, I normally stream around this time, or I try to stream a little bit earlier than this, but my mornings have been a little bit busier. I think there's an H Mart. Let me see. Okay, yeah, there is. There's quite a few H Marts in Boston. Some pork belly. Okay, okay. One in Burlington. So H Mart is specifically like Asian grocery store or what? Okay. So they're definitely going to have all the stuff for kimchi then. So I can probably find some fermented shrimps and make some actual kimchi. Okay. I'll try that then. Yeah, could do that. I was just trying to make my own because it's kind of fun to learn recipes, but yeah. Okay. The biggest strat? Oh man, I don't know. Oh, maybe reverse Slinky, but so this is a strat I could do if I was like concerned. What? There we go. I gotta enter a little bit different. Did I get rusty? I actually PB'd the other day, so. Yeah, it's a pretty cool strat. You can do it fairly quickly. Oops. Obviously, it's never going to be as quick as this, but...
And he goes for it!
If I'm on like a killer pace and I'm all of a sudden nervous. This is easy. It's faster to just do this. What is the... Is this spin, down, spin, down, jump. So. That's just a nice backup, or if I'm nervous, this is like free. Spider-Man. Okay. What's up, Albert? Right. That's why you never practice. Is that you? I guess it is. I have no rebuttal. You're right, my king. What? I'm your savior. You have always been my savior, king. Makes no difference to me. I'm just trying to look for a spot as your right-hand man on your throne. So, just kissing ass, you know? I need to finish The Boys. I've loved every season. The only problem with it now is it turned from like funny possible satire to like now it's just too close to home, so it just makes me feel depressed. It's like too real now. Like it's like a literal depiction of what's going on, just as like a very like satirical superhero or supervillain thing. It's just like now I see too many correlations, and it's just like, oh god, this is making me feel sad now. Because like the first couple seasons, it was kind of like irony, but it was like you could draw the correlations between like seasons 1, 2, and some of 3.
This is so sad.
Between like what was happening, what you could foresee happening, and now it's literally just like that, and it's just ugh. Which is it's hard to say that it's the show that's not as good. It's the political climate that has adjusted to actually match the satirical feel of the show, and it's you know. Yeah, so I've watched the first couple episodes of it, and it's not bad so far. I just need to keep watching and see how it ends, you know. I mean, I already pretty much know how it ends, even without being spoiled, but, you know, whatever. Well, no, I think that's just the different climate, Michaelum. Honestly, it seems like it's the same. It seems like it's the same as it was from what I'm watching and seeing. Even in like the previous season that people didn't like maybe as much. So now it's not the show that is changing. It's everyone's perception of current events that is changing. So it's like not as enjoyable because it's almost like dreadful. We'll be that way with Idiocracy soon enough. Which I love Idiocracy. It's a hilarious movie. Welcome to Costco. I love you. I mean, to be fair, we got quite a ways to go before idiocracy becomes a thing. But you're already starting to see a lot of... yeah. Maybe not necessarily how dumb everyone gets, but you feel that way sometimes. But like the whole White House depiction is hilarious. Yeah, there's like just a big fucking WWE show. It is treated as like entertainment. In the movie, the stupid people know they're stupid. No, they don't. Some of them even think they're super smart, sitting on like the council, talking about how plants crave electrolytes. They don't think they're smart. They don't know they're stupid. Yeah, never once are they like actually aware. They think they're super smart. They just know, like, some of them are too stupid to realize that the main guy is smart, even though he's, like, just average by today's standards. They know the smart guy is smarter than them, and they listen to him. They listen to him because he understands that he can easily manipulate them because they're stupid. That's why they listen to him. He comes to the realization that they're so stupid that they might actually listen to this average guy. And they're so stupid that they're like, yeah. And they want to come off as smart because they themselves are too stupid to understand. I don't see it that way. Like, I don't... yeah, I think they make it pretty clear in the movie. All right. All right. Thank you, Techno. Luncheon momentos donde Igaba? Are these real Spanish words, or am I learning some Niv Spanish? Why le pregunto? Uh-oh, what are we talking about? Cuando estás haciendo? Oh no, wait. Is Brenda pregnant? Oh, okay. It's a question. Okay. I just see that. If I don't understand the word, I'm like, that looks like pregnant. Because I know a lot of Spanish words or English words are similar to Spanish words, like reservoir, or whatever. Coffee, cafe. What else? Policia. Coffee is the same in every language. Yeah, but if you're ordering a coffee, you say, you know, You want a coffee with... I want a coffee with cream and no sugar. It would be... what? Quisiera el café con leche sin azúcar. Right, so. Those R's. Hey, you know what? They're doing their best. Bonjour, mi amigo, mi llamo es Peggy Hill. That's so funny that that's not a real sentence from King of the Hill, is it? She doesn't say bonjour, does she? Okay, that'd be so funny. Because I know she's like terrible at Spanish, right? But she thinks she's good at Spanish. Yo, thank you, the Dirk. Teacher of the Year, Espanol. Yeah, okay. Oh, right. Yeah, she's the substitute teacher, yeah. Your Espanol es magnificento. Yes. Sí. Wouldn't it be Haya Espanol? Or that'd be for she. Haya. No. Like, you know, memes aside. Magnifico. Yeah, okay. Good enough. Wanna be Haya Espanol es Magnifico? Doesn't need to be gendered. Yeah, but if you're referring to her, though, wouldn't you need to refer to her with a... Instead of an L, it would be E-L-L-A. It means there. Su or tu. Wouldn't that need to be gendered? You're referring to her? Tu español es muy... Huh? Is she? So you could say... So if it was she is good at Spanish, then would it be Aya? Aya? Why would that help? Yeah. Yeah, ISS Buena. Bueno, buena. Wouldn't it be buena? It would have to be buena, not bueno. enough. Donde est el butthole? Butthola. Are you excited for the World Cup? I don't even know anything about the World Cup. Who's in it? Or do they all play until it's like dwindled down? There's 48 teams. How long is it? Eddie's already in the World Cup? He is? The whole month? Damn. Where is the World Cup? In the World Oats? Oops. Okay, I did not mean to repress. Okay. Football! It's coming to my doorstep? Yo. Yeah, that's soccer. Yep. I will only recognize it as soccer. $261 middle C. The hell are you talking about? All I know is 440 hertz. Well, then 220, 110. Oh, okay, I see. $432. Yeah, maybe back in like. Whoops. Maybe back in like peasant days. But now we have like steel and good wood soundboards that can withstand higher tension. Oh, it's Heinz. Got it. Okay. Oh, it hurts ketchup. Yeah, all I know is whenever I've been tuning my piano, and like practicing and stuff, and yeah, A4 is 440 hertz. That's the first note that you kind of deal with, and then you there's a bunch of different ways you can go about it from there, but I generally tune, I think it's an octave or two down, and then you can use octaves or you can use like beat rates, depending on how you're tuning, if it's equal temperaments or like one I've been doing is the Thomas Young temperament, which is a little more nice for like fourths or fifths. I think it's Thomas Young. Which note is 420 hertz? A. Just flat as hell. Or A flat, sharp as hell. The brown note? Oh, how could I forget? I was shitting for weeks. Thank you for 32 months. Did you quit all maps? Yep, I haven't played a map rando in I don't even know how many hours. That's a GG. Eddie, when are you going to get good at a speedrun? Or are you forever going to be a phony in the game? Ain't no way Eddie will ever get a 100% time. What does being good at a speedrun mean? Yup, that's a snipe. Yup, there's another snipe. Wait, you have a 117? Alright, so you've done a run, okay. Nah, I don't know. You gotta, like, actually get a any percent time because yours is a little bit phony. Sub 41. There. Early time's not the greatest. It'll be okay if we can get past Phantom or something. I actually don't know. Because your run, correct me if I'm wrong, but your run is heavily carried by early game. And then you have, like, decent segments. But the one segment that sucks, the one room that sucks is Ridley. However, you would need to play exactly the same or better and then have a better Ridley. So I don't know. How's that? Yeah. We just wall jump? My goodness gracious. Oh, I see, I see. What was your sum of best, and what did you get? What was your best time against Charles? Or you're just saying when you were practicing for your races against Charles? Yeah. I think fundamentally you already have like good movement. So it just comes down to your consistency. I don't know. And if you don't get it in 2 weeks or a month, I think it's going to take you longer, kind of thing. I think you have a window of opportunity. And that window of opportunity is 2 to 4 weeks. And if you don't hit a sub 41 in 2 to 4 weeks, Eddie, I think it's going to take you months. I think it'll take you probably like 2 to 4 months. The reason I say that is because psychologically something like happens, you know. You see the run in a different way when you're first like derusting and grinding. And like if your movement's already solid, you have essentially what it takes. But then if you start to like get a bunch of like close calls or whatever, you start to feel like maybe discouraged, even if like you're optimistic. It just does something to you. You know what I mean? And then you start to see the run a little bit differently. And it becomes more difficult. I don't know why. I don't know why. I might have hit an 11, I think. Why? I don't know. I mean, the way you're talking though, you're making it seem like you almost hit sub 41. Shino, thanks for 95 months. So like I know you're capable. I know you're capable of doing it, but if you don't hit it within that window, I think it will affect your runs. Yeah, I mean, I want to say that too. Like, the thing is, I know you're capable because your movement's good. I just don't know where your head's at. I don't know if you're like, you can focus enough to like actually hit the sub 41. So like, if I wasn't being generous, but I just saw you play, you have a 41-17. Maybe with your 41-17, I'd say 3 to 6 months if you like started grinding. But I know that because you busted out a 41-18, which I think is a fluke run, but you still nonetheless busted it out. Could you all of a sudden get a sub 41? I mean, 19 seconds is a lot, but it's not impossible. Do I think it's like realistic? No. But I would maybe give you like a 3 to 6 month window. I don't know. I'm not betting money on it, but if I had to bet money, I would like have to really consider. Charles, thanks for the 91. Appreciate it, man. I might start practicing 1-rounds every day for a bit. Yeah, I need to continue to practice 1-rounds. I've gotten a little bit lazy with it. But even just like 5 or 10 minutes a day, literally, that's all it's going to take. Just being consistent. All right, I'm going to have to talk to the SM council here. We're going to have to do something about the hitbox player rising in the ranks. We're going to have to do it prior to you getting good times, though, or else it's going to look like it's petty. You know what I mean? So we have to, like, be proactive about it. Nice. Yeah, preemptive strike. At your current rate? I mean, it still is an incredibly good time, Eddie. That lasted approximately 11 hours. Because it may be 2 days. Because it annoyed us so much that we, like, had to... 2 days and 4 days. Oh, okay. It annoyed us so much that we had to just immediately beat it. Like, we had to forget about reality and just, like... It doesn't matter. Like, at all costs, we have to beat this right now this week. Like... Baladek, show me an example of me doing that, because I am Hitbox's biggest hater. So show me an example of where I'm advocating for modding the living hell out of the controller with switches, with whatever you think. Give me an example, and then I will say yes, Baladek, you are correct. SOCD helps with that. Yeah. Which is a mandatory rule, yeah. But no, I'm curious. Because I'm the loudest. I have got to be the most annoying person when it comes to talking about hitbox and its advantages. Its actual advantages. So tell me. As Hitbox's biggest hater, what do I do to mod my controllers? Well, yeah, Drewski, but that's a different topic entirely. I agree. How many times have you halted stream to tweak your controllers? How was that a mod? You said, didn't you say switches? Didn't you say modding, which indicates some sort of thing other than a membrane? How is that? How is me fixing a controller issue? How does that fall under the umbrella of modifications? Because you said, right. We'll mod the ever-living fuck out of the controllers, custom switches. Okay, here we go. Custom switches. D-pad fixes. That's not a mod, by the way. We'll never see the irony. So there's two things, and one isn't a mod. So fixing your D-pad is literally just you're fixing a controller. Custom switches. Who uses custom switches? I sometimes use the paper, and I sometimes don't, because it depends on literally just the controller. Fighting eagles, yeah. Does Zenny even use the mechanical switches? Which I dislike anyways. He does use for LNR. Okay. I don't know, then take it up with Zenny then. Because my stance, I'm the biggest hitbox hater. You will not find anyone that hates hitbox more than me. God bless. And I don't do the things that you said. And if you consider fixing a D-pad a modification, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, oh, so you fix your controllers so they work properly. And that's modification. That's a take. My point is, people have preferences. Yes. They tweak their controllers regularly accordingly. And no one's using stock stuff. Do you think that there's I don't even know where to begin with this conversation, actually. Just because we're using, like, Top Gear Japan LNR doesn't mean that, therefore, Hitbox is exactly the same functional controller. Oh, it's because Top Gear Japan is used, or like it's the same exact membranes that just function nicely for this game specifically. I might not even like these for other games. Therefore, Hitbox, you can't argue against someone having a preference for Hitbox, which is an entirely different functioning controller. True enough. No. I think Baladek feels maybe strongly about the acceptance of like leverless or keyboard or something, but their way about it is just silly, I guess. Their way to combat like my legitimate arguments that hitbox and keyboard have advantages, which they do, is to say, oh, well, people change their controllers to make them work. These controllers that plug into the SNES just naturally. Therefore, these should all be accepted. I just think what Baladek should be saying is, I understand that there are differences, and every runner that has any hours in the game agrees. But I think we need to move on and allow leverless for people that need to use it for whatever reason. Or, you know, I think the Baladek should just die on the hill of, well, yes, there are advantages, but I still think it should just be allowed. That's all. That's pretty much the only thing you can say. I think that's the hill you have to die on. It's, yeah, either way, you're going to have to pour a lot of time into it. Hitbox, controller and hitbox each have their own advantages. So I think it comes down to personal preferences. So now you're losing me again, because I would need to hear what you think the advantages of controller are and the advantages of hitbox are. Like, I feel like there is maybe a lack of understanding. Because if you're gonna like say, oh man, controller has, oh, you're playing on controllers still? Oh man, you have good advantages over hitbox players. I'd be like, okay, wait, write something up for me then, you know? Like, what do you actually think? In your example, Eddie, you have experience. What do you think some of the advantages are with controller? Because I know we've talked about it, or I've heard you talk about it. But I know, like, when you say it, like you just said it, there are very few examples. Certain circular motions. Okay. Like quarter circle forward. I guess when I first started fiddling around with my hitbox, the first thing I can think of is mock balls. And I was instantly mockballing like a pixel off the ground with my hitbox. So maybe that's just me, and that's a quarter circle forward. I didn't notice any issues because I instantly picked up on it. To where everything else, like my brain would have to get used to it, you know? Because it is a new controller after all. It would take time. Like Zoast is getting really good at hitbox now. but it took them a little bit of time. Deliverance, thanks for the tier 1 sub. I think it's easier to manage shoulder buttons. Okay, so this is actually something this is something that actually bothers me, because you actually have 4 shoulder buttons on Hitbox. You don't even need shoulder buttons unless you're like stationary and not moving. Then you need to actually press the shoulder buttons. But for most of what you're doing, aka ledge grabs, you have 4 ledge grab buttons essentially. And you don't even need to press L or R when you're ledge grabbing. Ever. Yes. Because you have up and you have down on your D-pad, which are buttons that are just basically available to your fingers that are now available. You actually have more opportunities for better movement with a hitbox, because you have individual fingers for each individual direction, which is a benefit to a hitbox player. Yeah, you basically, you grab with everything, because you just grab. You have so many different things that you can ledge grab with. So you have the opportunity to like free up all those resources and just go, oh, this is easier with this. Okay, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I can just press this button. Oh, I'm doing more stuff on these fingers. Okay, I'm just gonna press this button. You know what I mean? You have more options, which frees up like more resources. Well, yeah, like Behemoth, for example, if he wants to run on R, he has to not have an R button. It's hard to do, Eddie. Trust me, I have tried. It is not the same. Have you tried to ledge grab with up or down on controller? Like, actually consistently? It's really difficult. He has to, but I don't think that that's his like primary thing. But he has to, because of the limitations of mapping buttons, which you don't have that limitation on leverless, of course. You can literally just rewire anything you want. So here, if a controller player replaces their D-pad with buttons, sorry, buttons with S, how do you feel about that? If a controller player replaced their D-pad with buttons, oh, so like mechanical buttons, so it's exactly the same, but there's just like mechanical buttons. How do I feel about it? First of all, that would suck. Yeah, good luck with that. Your thumb is going to be destroyed. It's awful. Yeah. I actually have a board as well. Was it Apathy Duck? I have messed with it. Holy shit. Like, your thumb is just going to explode. What you would need is, we were talking about this the other day. If you wanted to do that, you would need mechanical switches with a very thin membrane over the top of it. Because you need some sort of give. And the membrane supplies some of that. Or else you're going to develop massive issues. Like, you won't be able to play. That or you wear a cotton glove. Okay, I mean, if you want to go that far. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could. You could. I guess Baladek, first of all, it's not going to happen because, as you can see, we've already, like, fucked around with this, and it's awful in our thumbs. I don't even think it's good. But if someone did that, I think I've already expressed some concern about mechanical switches and, like, the never-ending pursuit of that. Basically, with the BT skip was a big one. With BT skip, it was a big one. Because it's like you allow a mechanical switch, which makes it easier to Zoden pump. And then all of a sudden, we are like constantly trying to improve the mechanical switches. And I think that's just awful. You firmly believe it's just superior. Did it have a mechanical D-pad, Eddie? Oh my god. Bless your heart if you can plan that for more than 2 days without developing like a massive sore. Like your bone would become like a big callus. You'd have like a goiter on there. Kind of like we all have on our middle fingers from SNES controllers. Oh, shoulder buttons? Oh, yeah. So I actually don't... my opinion is also I don't necessarily like that too much. I might be a little more absolutist when it comes to this. Because... Okay, it doesn't matter anyways. As time goes on, like... And as we, like, develop new things, like Zoden pumping, mechanical switches are just superior for that. It just, like, is automatically just better. And then we're just constantly trying to develop better controllers with mechanical switches.
It sucks!
OEM is by far the best for Zoden pumps. Did you solder your shit right? Okay, that's good then. Because then that actually makes it to where it's not necessarily an issue. Because I don't really like constantly having to tiptoe around like, oh, do we allow mechanical switches? Do we, you know, allow for this or that? I actually have some mechanical switches. I think Zenny sent me some a while ago, and they didn't work very well. So I was like, thanks for sabotaging me, Zenny. But I didn't necessarily like them anyways. And I've tested also a different board with some mechanical aspects to it. And I know Drewski has been saying this whole time, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. However, all speedruns should use the power glove. Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm not saying ban hitbox players. I'm just saying ban Eddie. So let's get that straight. Vouch. Best of 3 power glove. Oh, I'll get one. Good ethics, Oats. Based. At the end of the day, Baladek, I think this is a very detailed topic, and don't just take my word for it. I mean, unless you don't think Zenny has any say in it. I know he feels strongly against leverless as well. I know Eddie has played a little bit on both. I mean, he only has a 41 on a hitbox, and God knows how long it would take him to get a 41 on controller. I don't know. Just saying. And before we're done here, I do want to bring up a massive aspect. I've talked to Emmett about this, and I'm not about to out his personal opinions on this as well. I wish I could, because I know how he feels about it. And then I'll focus up. But I lost my train of thought here. What was I saying? Ban Eddie. OEM, Power Glove. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like what he... There was a conversation we had. Amberlance, thanks very much. You're about to throw Emmett under the bus. No. Well, first of all, I know we've talked about it, and we both, you know, he even says like Eddie is good, and he could absolutely get similar times. It would just take him much longer. So, you know, all jokes aside, Eddie, we know you're good. I'd still be curious to see how long it would take you to get a similar time on your controller. But also, oh, this is what it is. You think it would take Eddie an extra couple months to get a similar time? I think it would take Eddie an extra 6 to 12 months to get a similar time. Maybe even longer. And we might disagree on this, Drewski, but I think maybe even longer than that. And this isn't to like try to goad Eddie into actually taking this on. I know he won't. But I genuinely think it would take Eddie longer than potentially a year to get that similar time. And this is what me and Emmett were talking about as well. And he feels really strongly about this. And this is an aspect that a lot of people don't bring up. At high levels, when it comes to anything, there's a massive psychological aspect, and little details start to matter massively. It's such a battle to overcome that the psychological aspect in and of itself is a skill that you get good at. And then that really differentiates players at a high level. And I think that's important for anything at a high level. I think that's part of the sport. When you plan a hitbox, you eliminate numerous aspects of that psychological level. You never have to worry about dropping spin or breaking out of spin. That, in and of itself, with nothing else, is such a massive advantage. I can't even begin to describe. you never have to even consider it. And it is, but it's really hard to convey, Drewski, because people don't run this at a high level, or they might not play any game at like a higher level. So they can't like empathize with that psychological aspect of something. But it is a huge factor. Yes. You are playing with zero hesitation because there's an entire aspect of the game that doesn't ever cross your mind because it doesn't need to cross your mind. You don't break out of spin on hitbox. When you're trying to play at that same level on controller, you are constantly worried about breaking out of spin and little movement details. Not only that, then if you try to be comparable sometimes with those small details, you are just breaking out of spin. And then you're just losing time because you're trying to, you know, get rid of that psychological aspect that you need to improve, you know? I think that is what makes anything at a high level interesting and fun, and it breathes like soul into the runners and personality into the speedrun. And I think aspects are completely stripped away when you're playing on leverless, specifically with this game. So that to me is like very important, you know? Dan117, thanks for the 109 months. Charles, don't listen to me. If you want to play on hitbox or leverless, just do it. I'm just speaking out loud because I think this is such an incredibly important aspect. And yeah. I have you muted, Oats. I'm not listening. Well, you must be if you respond. You already got bullied by like 5 people. Wait, Charles did? He can't hear you, Oats. Yeah, right. The moment I switched to hitbox, I got DMs from like 10 different people. Oh no. Wait, really? What did they say? I'm not gonna dox.
Unsafe toxicity level detected.
Yeah, those are my 10 alt accounts, yeah. Yeah, I know, Drewski. Yeah, world record? Lol, that ain't happening. PS4, PS5, Xbox, any Chinese brand. This is also an aspect that Charles brought up that I kind of resonated with a lot, and I never thought about it that way. But basically, his thing was when he started playing on Hitbox, he started feeling like he lost a little bit of the game or something, and it was more of the destination as opposed to the journey and why he started playing it in the first place. If you're just looking for a quick fix. And I feel very strongly about that as well. Called them soulless. No. That's what Charles... No, Charles never said that, but... Yeah. I guess, I guess it's a little bit weird, Eddie, because this was like my favorite game growing up. And when I first started speedrunning, and when speedruns like were actually really a thing, they were like console speedruns. The journey and the destination was always this game that we played growing up on this hardware with all of the with this controller, with the console, with whatever. How fast can we beat this game, right? And it was fun. And it was like I don't know. How can it's kind of hard to describe. Yeah, so I was only 1 year old when this game came out, Eddie. But this was my favorite game growing up. And we basically had it. So I played it when I was quite young, right? However old that was, but... PVM? No. Old crusty CRT. Charles, thanks for the gifted sub to Beeve. Yeah, so when like later on in life too, we didn't have a lot of money. I'm pretty sure like the console was like maybe our aunt's or something. And when I was 18 or 19 or 20, when I first started speedrunning, I had like no hardware. I didn't have a SNES. I didn't have the money for a SNES or anything. I played on like the shittiest computer with the shittiest emulator that they allowed, with like a Vizio TV with so much input delay. It was the worst thing in existence. With a big bulky Logitech controller, like the Titan submersible controller. And when I had the money, I was saving up for like the console experience, right? I wanted to play on console. I wanted to play on the genuine hardware, because to me it was more also about not the aesthetics. I didn't care about the aesthetics of it, but it just, I don't know, it just like meant something to me. And I feel like as time goes on, that's removed, and it kind of just, I guess that also makes me sad. And it meant something to a lot of people that like were speedrunning. Like the speedrunning community was very small back then, especially back in 2012, 2013, 2014. It was like building up. And there was like a vibe to it, right? There was a authenticity to it. And now it just feels like it's more about the destination, right? Like Charles was saying, and not the actual journey and enjoyment that you get. If you're conscious, I don't press too many buttons. Certain comforts are there, but managing 8 buttons. Okay. Yeah, I've only played on Hitbox a little bit here and there, but yeah. Certainly a different experience, that's for sure. Yeah, not that it's a bad thing, but it just feels like a lot of the authenticity is lost, and it's more so like who can have like as technology progresses, who can have a one-up, who can like reach for that advantage instead of like taking the journey. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Yeah, Eddie, it'll be interesting. Yeah, and in terms of Zost as well, I know he like suffers with a lot of hand issues, and I think that him making the switch to hitbox or leverless is a really good thing. Right? Like, at the end of the day, he needs to worry about his health. He loves music. He loves SM. So I think that's like the perfect application of using something like that. I offered him the 14-incher, but he's a size queen. He said 14 is not enough, pal. Give me the 20, big boy. Yeah. 14? Ew. No thanks. That's giving me the ick, he said. I mean, I have played on my 14-inch, and I do just have a massive preference for the 20-inch, so I get it. What point in the run? If I can get past gravity and I'm ahead, that's a decent run. Eddie, literally, you just listened to what I said, pouring my heart out into like what this game means to me in speedrunning over the years, and you just spit all over it with that comment. Yep. You just pissed on the grave of what was meaningful to me. If you look at the SRC leaderboard, you just see everything is the same. Wait, what do you mean? Because I'm thinking of like how you're marked with hitbox player, you know. You've been marked. Oh yeah. You're the yeah. Super NT hitbox. Yeah. Just a disgrace to the honor of this game. Nah, I mean, Super NT, as long as, like, there's something accurate, because I'm not, when I say about, or when I talk about authenticity, even I'm not being completely authentic, right? I use a SD2 SNES or a FX Pack Pro. I use that, and I have talked to people about this. Well, first of all, the features are amazing, and I benefit from them, as does anyone. Auto splitters and room timing. But I have talked to people to see if there's any differences. If there's any differences at all between the actual cartridge and the flash cart when you boot it up. The answer to that is no. But not entirely no. The SRAM is different. How it like pulls from SRAM, which is the save data, which doesn't matter. So I feel comfortable with speedrunning on this. If there were differences, which I have seeked out to see if there are, then I wouldn't be playing with it. What's up, Derek? Yeah, I think the NT is fine, though. I think it's like a cool piece of equipment. And besides, doesn't the Super NT just kind of put you at a disadvantage unless you allow screen tearing? So basically, it's like you deal with some screen tearing every now and again. Or you take a 5-second time loss or something. I'd probably just deal with the screen tearing unless it was real bad. I don't know. Well, first of all, I'll just buy an actual cart or an actual console at that point, but yeah. It's not that bad. You're being dramatic, especially nowadays. Decent. No, it's not that bad. The reason he's suffering is because he can't find a PDM. Especially now. Like, it's not that bad. Like, I think even Charles' setup is a little bit extravagant. Right? Like with your Extron, with your crosspoint. Like you don't need that. You can go in the console, out of the console. And it's actually easier now without sync. Or if you just use component, rather. I use a G-comp, but you don't even need a G-comp. You just need a distribution amplifier. I have numerous of them sitting in my closet that were fairly cheap that I used to use. Eddie, I'm a dumbass. And I will not elaborate further. No, I'm a dumbass. And I can figure all this out. I think you're capable. Yeah, I forgot to set it up the last couple days. I can vouch for you being a dumbass. See? Even Albert knows. I need to set up the streamer bot alert, Eddie. I just forgot. It takes 5 minutes, which is like 3 minutes longer than it took me to edit all your voices together. You fucker. Hopefully I have enough in my reserves. Yeah, pool float does Zelda. But yeah, no, the setup's not that bad. Besides, it's not like a setup. It's not like it's really that much. You need what? 1 or 2 more things if you're gonna use a PVM. Wait, I'm confused, Tickle. What are you talking about? My RGB modded SNES? Which, some of them I modded myself? As easy? Or what are we talking about? And what I'm playing on is something Machino modded, which I love. This is an awesome console. So yeah, my setup is PVM, component coming out into a G comp. Actually, no. SNES to G comp to PVM, G comp to RetroTink 4K. That's it. So you basically just, your G comp or your distribution amplifier just takes in some inputs, and then you just, that's it. It's not that complicated. It used to be annoying. And I still have all my old stuff. God, the OSSC sucked ass to configure. Watch and learn, chumps. I don't know if I can beat this. It might close in on me here. We'll try. Oh, the 4K CE. That's like the mini one. Yeah, I heard that's really good. What's up, DD? It's going good. One of them introduces lag. I think it's the 2X. which sucks. So they use the 2x at like every GDQ, and I think that's like not good. That's why I bring my own upscaler at GDQs. Was it fine? I could have swore the 2x had issues. Too good. Damn it. Are you sure, Charles? I thought the 2x had some buffer time with like the old boards they used or whatever. Just a line doubler so it shouldn't cause like 5x default triple buffering, which adds minimal lag. I mean, if enough people tell me, I'll have to believe it, but yeah. So I guess the 2x is fine. Cheap.
This is so sad.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'll believe you. Maybe I was wrong this whole time. I don't think they're too, unless it's configured in some weird way. But I don't think that should be the case if the 5x, like Charles and Pool Float are saying, is the first one to introduce triple buffer. Okay. Thank you, thank you. I'm plus 0.3. What do you mean deep in the brown? What? Okay. Yeah, it's barely the tip. All right. Oh, I thought you put a smiley face after that, Uriah. A tree just fell over my neighbor's house. I thought it was a smiley face. I was like, you must hate your neighbors. Yeah, that's terrible. No, I mean, that's stressful. How's the tree? The tree's probably locked up for life for damage to property. To city property. Yep, you're gonna be doing hard time, tree. Honestly, I would sue the tree. The Nintendo might not enforcing SOCD. They don't? See? I knew it. Another reason to hate Leverless. Yo, cuando me say... Okay, whatever. I don't care anymore. Even a Niv gives up at the end, or silver. Whew, that was close to failing. Should have a Diet Coke, huh? Why is that? All right, I think we're plus 4.3 on this one. Plus 5.6. Plus 5.7. Plus 5. Photographics, thanks for the full year. All right, this is one of the harder splits in my PB because it's insanely clean. Deep in the brown. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I hate when that thing, the ouch, disappears. It says nope, and then it pops back up before it hits you here. Okay, that's why we have to do that as a backup. Asshole, ouch. Yeah, it's going good, Michael. Turbine, shut up. Category's hard. I mean, pineapple belongs on pizza, literally, so I don't know why that'd be an insult. They're worse than sink pissers. Laughter, I bet you're a piss. You're a sink pisser, aren't you? I bet you are, pal. Even if. Even if, at least I don't put pineapple on pizza. Nah, it belongs on pizza. It says, bring me home. I get a pineapple. I cut that bad boy up. And then I put a DiGiorno in the oven, pepperoni. Boom. Pineapple right on it. Delish. Wanted that other super, but that's okay. Alright, pretty good. Are you pissing in the sink if the toilet's broken? No, I just fixed the toilet. I think I'd rather just piss in the shower, honestly. I don't wash my hands in the shower. I wash my whole body in the shower. Or not just my hands. You're pissing in the sink, like it. Guys, we're not talking about this. Shut up. Pressed the L too soon. Would you piss in the sink of someone who stole your lunch? I don't think I would. No. It depends on who it was. Maybe if it was you, Sponge. Definitely ain't world record, but, you know. It's potential. I just need to have some really clean segments. They're being dumped. Has to do with GT. It's a little awkward, but we made it work. Oats, what's your favorite menu item from Hooters? A nice rack of ribs, that is. Yeah, respectfully, a rack of ribs. I thought they were trying to like rebrand Hooters as well. It's really annoying when that happens. I thought they were trying to make it more family friendly or something. I don't know. You hear the Heart Attack Grill closed? Oh my god. Closed just like all the arteries of the people that went there. God bless you, Heart Attack Grill. Was it empty rack here? No. You went there? Okay. Yo, that actually gave me a great idea. I should open up a roadkill restaurant. All the food will be locally sourced. Kill it and grill it. Yo, that's good. I'm stealing that, Johnny. We were just talking about that. Killer, yeah. Well, I think, Rec here, they're trying to rebrand it to be more family-friendly. Even though most dumbasses would bring all their kids there anyways, and then just, you know. Yeah, the boys gotta learn somehow. Here's your new future mommy. Slaps ass. Dad, is this how you treat women? That's it, my boy. That's how you do it. Okay. Oh. They serve cocktails out of IVs. See, I don't see the problem. I watched some dude get paddled by the waitress because he didn't finish his burger, which he clearly did on purpose. Well, yeah. If I was gonna finish my burger, I would intentionally save some so I can get a good, you know, paddling. Or else why even go? Watch and learn, chumps. You didn't want to get paddled? Alright, suit yourself, I guess. It wouldn't be the stranger touching you, it would be the paddle touching you. Huge difference. Fart in a bottle and sell it on eBay. Now we're getting to the good stuff. You heard about some guy drinking foot juice at a con and getting lung disease. Nice. I mean, people do much weirder shit than drinking foot juice. It's pretty good. LMAO. You're late to the conversation, pal. Sorry. It's okay. We'll have another one soon. It's okay. What do? Just deal with it. Power bomb. Spring ball over it. I don't know. It's pretty tough if you don't have any, but yeah. Kind of just have to make assumptions and then just deal with the aftermath. Imagine if they have athlete's foot. That's a delicacy. That's the athlete's foot Chardonnay. I think I'm taking a hit. Good enough. I'll make it work. Putting the fun in fungus. Foot du athlete. Yum. All right, give me like 5 super missiles, Croc. Be a pal. And we got 0. I hate when that happens. It's so slow to get to this ledge. Just a typical hard tricky. I don't believe you, Finn. I don't believe you, pal. That's really dangerous when they're just... Whatever. But yeah, when those cacti are blasting, that's how your run ends. Not a very good time here, unfortunately, but... Still saving time. But we just need a couple clean segments here. Going good, Luke. What's up? At least we hit the E-tank and we got the power bomb. Turbine, you're a real sweetheart, dude. You're a real gem. Bullshit. I thought a pixel in worked. That's annoying. That was like the cleanest I'd ever laid that. Yeah, I think it's literally one more pixel to the right and then that hits the door. Okay, another pixel I think off. Six supers. Kind of standard. All right. Still ahead. Got some time to save. Yeah, this run's like really nothing special. It's like just kind of, it's just been keeping up with my PB the whole time. And not saving time where it should. You know. I've been keeping pace, yeah. Good amount of supers here, at least. Why are you saying choke it up? Because you want like 100 points? God, you guys are actually just fucking parasitic sometimes. Fucking annoying. You want to win 100 points so bad, you just want the run to just be like thrown. So you can win 100 fucking points. It's actually just so annoying sometimes.
Dude!
Oh, good backup. Jesus criminy.
This is so sad.
All right, so we're not going to PB, but it's still a good attempt. Well, I mean, we can. I can gold. Watch and learn, chumps. Ranch. Nice. Really bad Metroid, actually. It's okay. We save a little bit of time with the extra shots, I guess. Got him. And the game crashed. Yup, that's a snipe. Yup, there's another snipe. PB ain't possible. I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news until we hit the ship, but yeah. Pretty good though. Still would have been a PB if I didn't get this 39. I actually care more about the doubters winning this than getting an actual PB because holy shit, the actual toxicity sometimes. You guys would rather win like 5 points than me like succeed after an hour and 13 minutes. It's actually just so fucking awful. Joke, you fucking suck. The chat's starting to spam as I'm trying to focus. Joke, joke. It's like, oh my god. You guys are actually insane. All right, I'll be right back. Ranch.